Hey lovers! Today I'm foregoing my usual greeting to appeal to you as not only lovers of my videos, but also lovers of people and things and life in general. Today I want to talk to you about equality, which you all know I'm a big fan of. I'm taking a class right now called Genetics, Identity, and Popular Culture, which examines how the media that we receive our information through, like YouTube, how that affects how we think about the information and how we identify with it. We've been talking a lot about genetic modification and cloning and things like that, and how changing a person's genetic makeup changes how society thinks about them. Now, a couple days ago, we centered on the topic of equality. We've been reading a lot of short stories where people who had different genetic modifications were discriminated against by most of society. Because they were different, because they were better, because they were smarter, and people didn't like that. Just a couple days ago, we were assigned to read a very short story by Kurt Vonnegut called Harrison Bergeron, in which the society has been made equal. People who are smarter or stronger or just better at something, they have to have handicaps, basically, to bring them down to the level of the others who aren't as good. No one is any better or worse than anyone else. However, this world is extremely discriminatory because the people who are smarter and faster and stronger and prettier are handicapped. They are made to wear masks if they're too pretty, and they have to wear weights if they're too strong. They are treated very poorly in order to make them equal. So the person who came to talk to us about this, Dr. Priscilla Wald, who is a professor of English and Women's Studies at Duke University, brought up the idea that we might not know what we really mean when we say that we desire equality. We read this story where everyone is equal, and people say that they want equality, but what is the extreme here? And some of my fellow classmates said, wow, I really never thought about that. When I say I want equality, this is what I mean. I want people to be equal, and this is terrible. This is not what I want at all. I, however, knew that this was not my definition of equality, and though I had never had to express it in verbal form, when I say I'm in favor of equality, I never meant that I wanted people to be equal. I just want people to be treated equal despite their differences. In Harrison Bergeron, everyone is made equal, but they're not treated the same. I, however, do not want people to be equal. I think the beautiful thing about humans is that we are different, and some people are better than you at things, and some people are not as good as you at things. But for everything that you are better at, someone else is better than you at something else, and I like that. So as Dr. Wald brought up, people say we don't want competition, we want everyone to be equal, we don't want anyone to compete. So wouldn't that mean that we want everyone to be on the same level? That is not what I mean at all when I talk about equality. I just want people to be different, but not be discriminated against for those differences. I want people to accept the differences in our society and just know that it's what makes us beautiful. I didn't use this example, but let's take sexuality. It's perfectly fine with me that some people are heterosexual and some people are homosexual and some people are bisexual and some people are pansexual and some people are asexual. It's all fine as long as none of them are hated for being that. Some people are black, some people are white, some people are Asian, some people are Native American, some people are European, some people live in the Antarctic with the penguins. Our differences make us beautiful, but we shouldn't hate each other for those differences, and that is what I mean when I say I want equality. I want people to be treated equal, not to be equal. So next time you're talking about equality, I just want you to think of what you actually mean when you say that you want equality. Do you want people to be equal, or do you want people to be treated equal but still be allowed to be different? If there's one thing that you guys can know about me, it's that I love you for being different from who I am. No one is exactly like me and no one is exactly like you, and I think that's beautiful, and I relish the opportunity to meet people who are so different from me that I can learn from. I don't want to live in this box, in this kind of world that Harrison Bergeron is set in, where people are the same. It's like that episode of The Fairly Odd Parents where everyone's a gray blob and you can't tell anyone apart and no one's better than anyone else, and yet some people still think they're better even though everyone is the same. I don't want that. I want color. I want craziness. I want difference. I want beautiful people doing beautiful things. I am well aware that that also means that there will be people who are ugly on the inside doing ugly things, but keep in mind that discrimination is also a pretty ugly thing. So know what you stand for and know why you stand for it. I stand for equality because I want equal treatment for people who are different. And no matter which of these categories you fall under, remember that we are all human. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.